Right then, welcome. Let's get our heads around some of that business jargon that sounds like a right load of gobbledygook. It's time to cut through the confusion.
Ever seen these letters floating about in a meeting and thought, what on earth are they on about? Yeah, you're not alone. But honestly, it's simpler than you think. Stick with me.
To make this all dead simple, we're going to follow the story of our mate Dave. Dave's decided to launch a pie van, right? He's calling it Dave's Proper Pies, and his journey is going to make all of this crystal clear. So Dave's got this brilliant idea for a pie van. But here's the thing, he's not made of money. Before he goes and spends a fortune, he needs to find out if anyone will actually buy his pies.
And that brings us to our first bit of jargon, the MVP, or minimum viable product. This is the absolute bare minimum you can create to see if your big idea has legs, to test your biggest, scariest assumption without breaking the bank.
Now, what's really interesting here is the whole point of an MVP isn't to make a profit. It's not even about making a perfect product. The goal is one thing, learning. You're trying to learn as much as you can, as cheaply and as quickly as possible.
And here is Dave's MVP in action. See? It's not a fancy van, it's just him, a trestle table at the local market, and one type of pie. He's not trying to build an empire just yet, he's just testing his most fundamental assumption. Will people in Kent buy my pies? That's it.
Okay, so turns out people absolutely love Dave's pies. The trestle table is a massive hit, so now he needs something he can actually market properly, something to get more punters in.
And that moves us on to the MMF, the minimum marketable feature. Now, this is the first thing you build that's polished enough to put on a poster. It's a complete, desirable thing that you can properly shout about.
And this brilliantly illustrates the difference. An MFF isn't just a test, it's a real offer. It's something a customer can look at and immediately say, yes, I want that specifically. It provides clear value all by itself.
So, what's Dave's MMF? It's a proper meal deal. His classic steak and ale pie, a scoop of mash, and a drink. He can stick that on a chalkboard, call it the Dave's deal, and it makes perfect sense to a customer as a standalone purchase. It's something you can actually sell.
Right, Dave's business is ticking over now. The meal deal is flying out. But he's a smart bloke. He's looking at his costs and thinking, hang on, how can I make this whole thing more efficient? How can I save a few quid?
This brings us to the MEA, or Minimum Economic Activity. Now this one's interesting because it's often totally invisible to the customer. It's all about making changes behind the scenes that have a direct impact on your bottom line.
And the crucial point here is that it delivers a measurable economic impact. It's not about what the customer feels or sees, it's about what your bank balance sees. Even a small saving, like 20 quid a week, really starts to add up.
So Dave's MEA is a change nobody even sees. He finds a new flour supplier. It's just as good, but a bit cheaper, and it saves him 20 pounds a week. The pies taste exactly the same, but his business is instantly more profitable. It's a purely economic move.
So things are going well, but Dave notices these little things that could be better. We're not talking about new products or big marketing pushes, just small improvements to make the whole experience a little bit smoother.
And that is an MRF, a minimum releasable feature. Just think of it as a small, finished, and safe improvement that you can release to make things just that little bit better for everyone, right now.
The focus here isn't on marketing or money. It's all about making the existing service more stable, more reliable, and just easier to use. It's about fixing those little annoyances.
Dave's MRF is beautifully simple. He gets a better napkin dispenser. That's it. It's not a new pie, it won't go on a poster, but it solves a real problem. Napkins blowing all over the place in the wind. It's a tiny, useful upgrade he can roll out immediately. Sorted.
Right then, we followed Dave all the way from a wobbly trestle table to a well-oiled pie machine. We've met all four of these concepts on his journey, so let's put them all side by side and see how they really stack up.
Okay, this table is the absolute money shot. Look, the MVP is all about learning. You're asking, does this idea even work? The MMF is about sales. You're asking, can we actually sell this thing? The MEA is about efficiency, asking, does this save us or make us money? And the MRF is about quality, asking, is this small upgrade ready and safe to release right now?
So the crucial point is to just remember these simple questions. They're your cheat sheet. The next time you're talking about a new project, just ask yourself which of these questions you're really trying to answer. It'll tell you exactly which concept to apply. Simple as that.
And that's that. You're sorted. No more confusion. So now the only question left is, for that brilliant idea you've got rattling around in your head, what's your MVP going to be? What's that first tiny step you can take to find out if it's a winner?